Hey everyone, and welcome to A Vivid Life, a body horror game where you find your skeleton isn't your own. I can't go back to a normal life until I go through this. Please, come home. Did you start the tape recorder? This is gonna get weird. No matter what you hear, please, stay put. If anything were to happen to me, this transmission serve as a testimony. The skeleton inside of me isn't mine. I'm in the process of investigating what's going on. Yes, I tried discarding the idea at first. However, once you're convinced of something like this, an absolute horror gets a hold of you. Picture being inhibited by a stranger. You can't just go about attending school after the realization. The best course of action is to steal an x-ray machine and escape to the country to peek into your own body. A jump of logic, but sure. Are you still with me? Please, come home. A vivid life. Alright, I set up camp. I'll keep you posted of my advances through the radio. I brought a medikit in case the x-rays show some strange body under my skin. And don't worry, I know my ways around the scalpel. What do you mean by that? Focus, Lenny. First locate, then distract. You promised to stop digging randomly in our flesh. Ah, I see. That has to be blurred. These look normal. What do we do? My feet are sized very differently. They're like 2 shoe sizes apart. They're so different these bones may come from different humans. Whoever put the skeleton inside me isn't familiar with the human body. Learned in class we humans aren't symmetrical. This is not conclusive. I always hated my feet. Especially when I have to buy 2 pairs of sneakers to get a single pair that fit my own feet. That looks normal. Your hands look normal. Your heart? What's this? There's a weird substance in my stomach. It reacts to x-rays. What could it be? I can try to make myself throw up. I already inspected this. Some of the skeleton's cervical discs have been replaced. Takes me back to the day Johan pushed me out of the window. Whoever built the skeleton did an imperfect job. This brings vague memories of being buried. I mean, I think you're just crazy, right? That day, I couldn't take it anymore. I was trying to escape when he... What about your face? Prosthetic eyeball. It's a crystal eye. It could gouge it out and examine it closely. These teeth are artificial. I should take a closer look at them. I brought some pliers with me. Shoulders look normal. Looks like an electronic device. I don't like the idea of keeping that inside of me. Isn't this, this is in real life, right? Like, for credit cards, I think? Something like that. Nothing in your head. Some small round object. What is it doing inside of me? I better extract it and get a closer look. Okay, deep breaths. The extract bullet inside my thigh. Never cut so deep into my thigh. Here goes nothing. No anesthesia or anything? Ah, it's a bullet. I had a bullet inside my thigh. Now I remember Johan's game with his gun. There's a special caliber used by Russian agents. The wound is so old. Was I shot as a kid? I don't have any memories of this, but I do recall a smell. It's making me want to cry. Smell of home, maybe? Okay, deep breaths. Remove eye from cavity. We'll do that one last. I extract microchip under my skin. Let's remove this baby. Looks like a microchip. It's blinking. Tracker? Is it the citizenship chip we have all in that? Is the citizenship is it a citizenship chip we all have installed at birth? This doesn't look like human technology. It's a tracking device. Someone's watching my movements. Yeah, this one. This is high military tech. Somehow I can tell. Why would any intelligence agency want to keep track of me? Wanna be the one who's on the radio? Okay, deep breaths. Pull teeth out. Ah, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. I should have stolen a bottle of vodka while I was at it. Man, you're a beast in pain. Now my mouth feels all weird. In addition to not being mine, I guess. These teeth almost look and feel like the real thing. I almost died that day Johan beat me with a frying pan. Reminds me of how they punish child soldiers other side of the border. They're not alike at all. These may come from different people. So, your background, I'm assuming, is that you were being abused. Yeah, I mean, the gunshot wound, being hit by a frying pan, as well as the train, was it? The one for your cervical bone? The one where you fell out? That was the last time he hit me. Thank God. Throw up. I hope it doesn't smell much. Ew. Yeah, the taste is awful. What is this doing inside my stomach? Looks like coagulated blood and pus. The smell is terrible. I recognize this. It's plastic explosive. I can notice stuff moving inside the mass. Feels otherworldly. There's an ulcer. This is not the first time I've seen this, though. I have an unhealable wound inside from when My belly was pierced. No, it's just your eye. Okay, eye out. Let's take a quick look and put it back. I can feel the cold air inside my skull. It's really unpleasant. I can feel life pulsating inside of it. There's a code number behind this. This is the price I paid for my stupidity. I lost this eye during archery practice. Schools should do a maturity test before accepting archery students. Lainey here. I should tell you about how I lost my eye. I did never tell you about how I lost my eye, did I? In one of my early life crises, I joined an archery club to try and make some friends. Why archery? You see, I'm a bitch for fantasy novels, and archers are usually among my favorite characters. I guess you already know where this is going to go, right? Short story, we recreated William's Tell infamous scene. Now's the one with the apple on my head. I'm so sorry. Please, come home. Lainey here. My feet are weird. My feet definitely can't be mine. They're so gross. I always end up getting hurt because I buy the bigger size of a pair of shoes and fill one of them with paper to fit my smaller foot. It's not only that, having to buy 2 pairs is expensive. I look ridiculous. Please, come home. These feet, I reject them. They're not mine. I think you're just crazy. Like, mentally unstable. Mentally unwell. I'm gonna tell you about how Johan hurt my back. That day, Johan's screams didn't paralyze me. It was worse. They haunted my legs. My skeleton would start running towards the window, not willing to endure another of Johan's beatings. In case you don't know, when your skeleton decides to override the instructions from your muscles, you just turn into a puppet. So my bones jumped out of the window. I fell on top of a car, but it wasn't then when the spine was damaged. It was a typewriter Johan threw out of the window that crushed my back. That's how I got the cervical disc replacements. Please, come home. Silver lining is, the skeleton never overtook control again. Lainey here. I'm missing teeth because of Johan. Johan was frying some eggs and bacon. He was going through a great phase, months without getting violent. Finally, a medication that worked. I caressed his back out of joy and support. The bacon cracked on the pan, and a burning drop of oil hit his eye. He pushed me back, and hit me with the pen in the face. At that moment, I didn't notice I just lost 3 teeth. I fell on the kitchen floor, and he started beating me with his burning pan. He had to remove bits of the swimsuit I was wearing from my burnt skin. My back still keeps dreadful marks from the hot oil. Please, come home. I ran away after I left the hospital. Never seen Johan again. I believe I was shot as a kid. I know memories from when we were kids are supposed to be nebulous, confusing. But I feel there's something in my head blocking them. Images don't get to me. But the sounds do. The smells do. Especially the smells. Yes. The wound in my thigh is so old. Scar deformed by growth. I was shot as a kid, and this bullet has been somehow living inside of me for years. It smells like burnt flesh and rubble. The smell of high-pitched screams. Please, come home. These bones ache. I vomited blood and pus. I've been vomiting blood and pus from time to time since I have memory. The doctors said this was untreatable. It'd heal as I grow. I don't remember the visit though. It's just what I've always been told. Not that I cared much, because this has always... Not that I cared much, because this has always been with me. Doesn't happen often. Maybe 6 or 7 times a year. Oh yeah, just the occasional blood throwing up. If I stay long enough at this gross puddle, my ears start ringing. Vision goes numb, and the taste of rotten blood evokes some old trauma of something piercing my stomach. Lay in the ground, black clouds over purple clouds, being wrapped in a blanket by some people in uniforms. Please, come home. Lady here. Found the tracking device out of my skin. Okay, we may be in serious trouble. I found the tracker device under my skin. It is blinking. It looks military. Should I destroy it? What is this doing inside of me? Is my skeleton property of some government secret agency? That would explain a lot. Please, come home. This is getting me paranoid. Or more paranoid, I guess. Is there anything else we can do? No. Just the x-ray. Okay, there's fractures on your wrist. There's a fracture. I can't feel any pain. It looks like it healed badly. I have vague memories of a skateboarding accident. Makes sense. This is the arm I always use to protect myself. The fracture presents geometrical shapes. It looks artificial. I always try to protect my head at any cost. My arms took the worst part whenever Johan lost it. I discovered a fracture on my arm. You'd expect someone to first get violent, then break into crying once out of the trance. But Johan would do the crying first. He'd start weeping and sobbing, whispering, I'm sorry. At some point, it turned into howling and started chasing me. The depth of his cry, you can't run from it. So it just curled wherever I was, and it'd kneel and hit me, and hit me and hit me. I had to cover my head with this arm. I don't think there was one specific day it broke. Johan just chipped my bones away. Please, come home. My arm's not broken. It's spent. I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I found points toward a clear conclusion. I must accept it. This is my skeleton. My skeleton pertains to Johan. The skeleton belongs to a child soldier. You were just abused as a child. Are you still there? I finished my investigation. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed. I'm not well. I need help. The skeleton is mine after all. It doesn't matter how many stories I make up to justify every tiny imperfection. This is my body, but I have trouble accepting that. I don't like myself. I don't think I will ever be able to like myself. I went and installed an x-ray machine from the hospital to avoid facing my low self-esteem. You're probably thinking I lost it. Now I see how delusional this all seems. And there's no telling when I'll lose touch with reality again. I don't trust myself anymore. Come and pick me up. Please. Please. Take me home. Please. Come home. We're gonna get out the endings. We're just gonna skip through all the dialogue. Learn about punishment to child soldiers in a documentary about the recent civil war beyond the border. They're supposed to live in a democracy now, but even at that, they're still figuring it out. Hopefully they won't end up as our lauded democracy. Not so long as 10 years ago, there was the scandal of a unit composed of children and the surprising efficacy on the battlefield. The child soldier situation lasted for 8 months, then our country deployed an operation to rescue and shelter those kids. Most of them were missing teeth. Their tale about how the military tore the teeth off them for every failure made a lot of fuss over the news. I wonder if the skeleton is from one of them. Or those kids have returned to their homeland. There's a code behind my crystal eye. Ode to October Owls. Wow. Sorry. Reading the code out loud instinctively brought that line to my mouth. What's this supposed to mean? I can't really remember buying this crystal eye now that I think about it. Ode to October Owls. That line somehow makes me feel I'm in the right place. Was it planned for me to be here? I threw up some plastic explosives. I found some sort of plastic explosive attached to the walls of my stomach. It wouldn't come out with regular vomiting. But I made myself throw up. It's like my body was trained to contract in a certain way to push it out. How long has it been there? Now that it's out, I can only think of a specific building whose location I can't recall. Was I supposed to use the explosive to blow some shit up? Just, who am I? Do you know who I am? Tell me. Please, come home. Fuck. My spine is a bit messy. Creating a functional human skeleton must be quite a daunting task. Apparently, whoever worked on my spine didn't have the required skills and had to patch it up with some steel junk. I'm so pissed off for not noticing what was going on with my bones until this late. After this long, it's gonna be impossible to trace back to my creator? Maker? And just my bones are official. Or is it my whole flesh? No. This body is mine. I can feel it. I do have a soul. Please, come home. Why would someone replace my bones by some artificial ones? Maybe it was to save my life? My feet don't match at all. My feet are the decisive clue. My skeleton isn't mine, and these feet were brought together by an amateur. Well, maybe amateur is not the word, but whoever messed with my bones isn't very familiar with the human body. My feet are absurdly different in size. Now I'm getting anxious. If I was assembled by some mysterious being, why would I consider my flesh to be human? My mind, could a human mind get to the realization of their bones not being theirs? Can you tell me more about myself? Please, come home. What do you even mean by home? I found a weird fracture in my arm. I've found some sort of fracture on my radius and ulna. Ulna? I don't have any memories Breaking my arm though. Never felt any pain in my bones either. Judging by the shape of the hypothetical fracture, my theory is that it has been badly generated. It presents geometrical traces in the form of hexagons. Hexagons are the bestagons. What does that imply? Are those bones artificial? That would explain why I don't feel them as my own. Please, come home. Found a strange piece of tech inside my hand. The small blinking piece must be some sort of special tech, although it doesn't look like human technology at all. I mean, it's made of something that feels membranous. My perception is that it's closer to being an insect than a microchip. If you pay close attention, you can read some kind of dim breathing. And the blinking is not random, it's some sort of language. I feel like it's reacting to my speech. What is it trying to say? How is it living inside of me? Please, come home. Oh, it reacted to your voice. Please, come home. Is that what you're trying to tell me, little thing? It stopped blinking. I extracted a bullet out of my thigh. It doesn't fit in any of my memories as a schoolgirl to end up with a bullet of Russian origin inside my thigh. I don't even know how I can tell this bullet apart from any other. Yet the knowledge is burnt in the back of my head, as clear as I know my name. Could the skeleton be haunting my mind? Or is it me, the one who is possessing this body? Please, come home. I'm sure the answer is beneath my flesh. I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I found points towards a clear conclusion. It took me a while, but I've been activated, sir. My bones come from another world. My skeleton is artificial. Let's do this one, it's funny. Hey, I'm back. Ode to October Owls. It already took me this long. I'm still a bit hazy. I've been successfully activated, and I don't recognize my surroundings. I believe something went amiss. Hey, my handler. Do you copy? Shit, I wasn't supposed to activate by myself yet, right? Someone probably saw through my cover and planted the idea of the foreign skeleton in my mind to take me out of the picture. Huh, okay. Returning home. Over and out. Please, come home. Huh. So we still end up going home. I mean, we were crazy that time. But at least we went back to them. I'm assuming that's not Johan. We ran away from Johan. That person's probably... might be like our new caretaker? Because he seems quite beat up. So I'm assuming he's been looking after us. Like, putting up with our shit. So far, all of what I found points towards a clear conclusion. My bones come from another world. Hey, are you still there? I solved the mystery. Well, sort of. My bones aren't mine. My bones are a gift. The skeleton was given to me by an extra-dimensional being, along with many other bits that sustain me. They can't interact directly with our world, so they have to do it through time and life. This is their art. I can't really puzzle out what their plans are, what they expect from me. But their intentions are noble. Their cause is love. I don't know how I can tell all of this. It's likely as flowing through a little keyhole from the back of my mind, now that I dare to believe in their existence. They are watching through my eye. They are studying other worlds and other possibilities, other paths for life and culture to grow. My mind wondered. Is our dimension real to them? Are we just a shape on a mirror? a weird fiction on a computer screen. My soul demanded to know the real thing, to know what is the reality that mattered the most. And they taught me the most beautiful word I've ever heard. Tanharai. All of them. Tanharai, my friend. Please, come home. So, that has been a vivid life. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not quite sure how many endings there are, but going off that, the last choice has multiple different choices depending on the paths you take when you're examining your body. There are quite a lot of different endings. There's an alien one, the child soldier, acceptance that you're like crazy. I guess the Johan ending, where you realized that you were being abused by him. And then, what else is there? Artificial ending, where your bones are from like fake from other people. And then, yeah, there's probably more. Can't quite put my finger on it. It's quite a dark game. The protag suffers from PTSD and schizophrenia, most likely. So, she was abused as a child by Johan, and all the injuries on her body are the results from the abuse, as well as self-harm. The tracker in her hand is probably from when she runs away so others can find her. Well, that's what it's suggesting, right? Especially the last person that comes to find her and take her back home. That's probably how he found her, by the tracker. I'm inclined to believe that's not Johan, because she mentioned she ran away from him, and I would like to believe Johan wouldn't care about her that much to come chase after her, because that guy was a douche. Yeah, he's just not a nice person. This new caretaker seemingly does care about her, given that he came all the way out here to stop her from hurting herself more. I think how his face is broken might be the result of her episodes, and that just makes it even more that he cares about her more than Johan did. Or it could be totally wrong, and that is Johan. And then like a toxic relationship. It's a dark game. It was quite good. I would have liked it if there was an option to skip text to get more endings faster. That would be nice. If you want to check out the game and get the other endings, it will be in the description and comments. So, thank you everyone for watching, and later.